Long before cities, kings, or written history, a silent experiment in human life was already unfolding on these plains. This is Çatalhöyük, a place unlike any other. No streets, no roads, homes built wall to wall, forming one massive living space. To enter their homes, people climbed down from the rooftops using ladders, a design meant for safety, community, and survival. Inside, daily life was simple but organized: shared meals, handmade tools, and homes filled with warmth, family, and purpose. We are stepping back nearly 9,000 years to a time when civilization was still finding its shape. Located in central Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, Çatalhöyük stood at the crossroads of early farming and settled life. Here, cooperation mattered more than power. Every rooftop became a path, and every home a part of the community. This is where our journey begins into the deep past of human civilization. Welcome to the Neolithic Age, around 7500 BCE, a time when humans began building permanent communities. For nearly 2,000 years, from 7500 to 5700 BCE, Çatalhöyük remained continuously inhabited. At its peak, this settlement was home to almost 8,000 people, an astonishing number for the ancient world. This was not a small village. Çatalhöyük was one of the largest human communities on Earth at the time. Houses were built tightly together, sharing walls, a design that saved space and strengthened the community. Without streets below, rooftops became pathways where daily life, work, and movement all came together. This organized layout reveals one of the earliest forms of urban planning in human history. These ideas would later echo across Neolithic Europe, shaping how future societies built their worlds. The houses of Çatalhöyük were built entirely from sun-dried mud bricks, shaped by hand from the earth beneath their feet. Each brick tells a story of human effort, pressed, dried, and layered to create strong and lasting homes. Inside, houses were carefully designed, with raised platforms for sleeping, resting, and daily family life. Cooking took place around simple hearths, where fire provided warmth, food, and a center for household activity. Food and tools were stored neatly, showing planning, stability, and preparation for changing seasons. Instead of doors at ground level, people entered their homes from the roof using wooden ladders. This unique design protected families from wild animals, floods, and harsh weather, making the settlement safer. These permanent homes became a model, a legacy that would later influence early European settlements. As the sun rises over the Anatolian plains, a new day begins in Çatalhöyük, and the settlement slowly comes to life. Men and women walk toward the fields, working the soil with simple wooden and stone tools passed down through generations. Wheat, barley, and peas grow from the earth, forming the foundation of daily meals and long-term survival. After the harvest, crops are cleaned, sorted, and carefully stored, ensuring food remains available throughout the year. Beyond the fields, hunters track deer and wild cattle, continuing ancient traditions that still support the community. Together, farmers and hunters maintain a balance between old ways and new agricultural lifestyles. This balance brings stability, allowing families to settle, raise children, and build lasting homes. These early farming practices would travel far beyond Anatolia, shaping the future of agriculture across Europe. In Çatalhöyük, daily life was shaped by cooperation, where men and women worked together across the settlement. Farming, building, and food production were shared tasks, showing a strong sense of equality between genders. Daily responsibilities, from raising children to crafting tools, were carried out collectively, with no strict social hierarchy. In ritual spaces, men and women stood side by side, participating equally in spiritual life. Archaeological evidence reveals no palaces, no thrones, and no signs of kings or ruling elites. Important decisions were likely made through group discussion rather than command from above. Cooperation was valued more than power, creating a society built on unity rather than control. This cooperative way of life later influenced early European tribal communities. In Çatalhöyük, sacred art filled the homes, with walls adorned in paintings that told stories of life, animals, and the unseen world. Red and black pigments depict wild bulls, deer, and leopards, each brushstroke handmade, each crack in the wall carrying centuries of history. Murals show hunters in stylized forms chasing game with spears, symbolic scenes connecting daily survival with ritual meaning. Red handprints mark walls, created as spiritual signatures, binding the people to their beliefs and each other in a shared ritual. She's placed among skulls and grain baskets, connecting human life, animals, and crops, a sacred symbol of harmony with nature. Ritual rooms were communal, with painted walls and embedded skulls, emphasizing equality and shared spiritual life, without kings or rulers. The sacred imagery of Çatalhöyük would later inspire European fertility symbols, spreading ideas of life, nature, and ritual across the continent. Groups of people began migrating westward from Anatolia, carrying seeds, tools, and knowledge across the open plains. They crossed rivers, hills, and forests, moving as families with children and animals, bringing the ways of their homeland with them. Anatolian settlers shared farming techniques with early European communities, teaching them how to plant seeds and tend crops. European farmers learned to harvest wheat, barley, and legumes, guided by their Anatolian mentors, establishing the foundations of agriculture. They also passed on house-building methods, constructing mud brick homes that created permanent, organized villages for the first time. Families worked, cooked, and farmed together, while children played in open spaces, forming communities based on cooperation rather than hierarchy. Communal gatherings reinforced social bonds, with shared meals and traditions, reflecting equality and unity within the village. Over centuries, these simple settlements grew into more organized communities, laying the foundations for early European civilization. Çatalhöyük shows us how early humans built civilization through cooperation, working together to farm, cook, and maintain their homes. There were no kings or rulers. Decisions were made collectively, and every member shared responsibility equally. The ideas and practices of Çatalhöyük traveled westward, bridging Anatolia and Europe, spreading agriculture, building techniques, and social organization. Seeds, tools, and knowledge passed from hand to hand, showing how innovation and culture moved across lands and generations. Modern archaeologists began uncovering Çatalhöyük in the 1960s, revealing a settlement that preserved the roots of human civilization. Today, it is a protected UNESCO World Heritage Site, standing as a testament to human ingenuity and early urban life. Çatalhöyük serves as a blueprint of civilization, reminding us that cooperation, creativity, and shared knowledge are the foundations of human progress.